Ya kafir. The next chapter is the prohibition of saying to another Muslim, O kafir, or disbeliever, calling somebody else or accusing them of being a disbeliever. عن ابن عمر رضي الله عنهما قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. The Messenger of Allah said, إذا قال الرجل لأخيه يا كافر, he said, if somebody says to their brother, the brother Muslim, Ya kafir, like you are a disbeliever, فَقَدْ بَاءَ بِهَا أَحَدُهُمَا, then it will return back to one of them. فَإِنْ كَانَ كَمَا قَالَ وَإِلَّا رَجَعَتْ عَلَيْهِ. He said, if it is the way that they described it and what they said, that the guy's actually a disbeliever, fine. But if not, then it'll return back to the person who said it. Muttafaqun alayh. This hadith is in Bukhari and it's in Muslim. Now there's a few points to learn here. Number one, if you falsely slander someone and say that you're a disbeliever and they're actually a Muslim, the Messenger of Allah is saying it's going to turn back on you, and now this applies to you. That's how serious a false accusation is. And we call this slander. False accusation. Now sometimes we accuse each other of things like, oh, you're stingy, or you're cheap and the person is not. Or, you're lazy and the person is not. Or you may say bad things about the person. The worst thing that anyone can say to another Muslim is to say that they're not a Muslim. This is a very serious thing. And it's so serious, the Messenger of Allah said, it's going to come back on you. That's how bad it is. Now, does this mean literally the person automatically becomes kafir themselves, like they take shahada again? The scholars say no. This doesn't mean literally like they actually disbelieve in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the Messenger of Allah used such stern wording to explain to people how serious of an offense this is. So this is the second thing we learn. And the third thing we have to understand is that in history there have been people like this. There was a group of people in the time of the Sahaba, right after the Prophet ﷺ, in the time of the companions, where it became part of their culture to go around and call other Muslims disbelievers. Does anyone know the name of this group? The Khawarij. This was a group called the Khawarij. And they were in the army of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And when they didn't like what Ali radiallahu anh did in one of the battles, they flipped on him and they called Ali a kafir. And then they started going around to other Muslims and saying that you guys are kafir because you don't do this and you don't do that. If you commit a major sin, then you're a kafir. And they wanted to not only do that, they started killing those people. So you're not even a Muslim. Therefore you're murtad, you're an apostate, and we can kill you. And there are other groups that sprung up, and recently there's other groups that sprung up, in the Middle East today, and they're doing the same thing. So the Messenger of Allah ﷺ predicted, foreshadowed how dangerous this is. This is not just horrible adab, but it's something that has political ramifications, aqeedah, belief ramifications. So be careful what you say. Watch your tongue. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect our mouths from saying anything that is inappropriate or incorrect. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from ever slandering another person in any way, shape or form. Ameen. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Assalamu alaikum.